Welcome back to the Ricky Matthews Show from the Citizens Bank Studio. Enjoyed catching up with Cynthia. They're always doing amazing things in Ocean Springs. I love just touching base with all of our chamber leaders because they're sort of the heartbeat of the community and know what's going on, and they're so focused on it. They have boards of directors and chamber members that are so focused on that. So it's great to catch up with them. They're really involved in community building as much as they are anything else these days. Hey, listen, our next guest is somebody who hasn't been on the show in a long time. I look back and I was surprised it had been so long, but Casey Vaughn is the mayor of Gautier. There's a lot of cool things to talk about. But before we go any further, let me welcome Casey back onto the show. Hey, next time we can't wait so long, Casey.
Yeah, Ricky, I always enjoy talking with you and being on the show with you.
It's good to see you. So listen, you and I were talking just now about your outdoor venue, your amphitheater that has gotten so much attention over the last year or so. It was just literally a dream of Gautier's the last time we talked, and now it's coming into fruition. What's your thoughts about it? How proud of you that you've got that venue now?
Well, I think it is the beginning of a lot of great things happening, and part of our economic revitalization, I would call, for Gautier, to stimulate the economic development stagnant that we had for decades here. It's beginning to have the influx of the development calls. And we just continue to have national acts. As you know, we have Willie Nelson that will be here on April the 15th on Tuesday night, and his friends and family and friends. And then on April the 19th, we have Jeezy and that whole group. It's going to be a great concert with them also on April the 19th. So April is going to be a busy month at the Sound Amphitheater, and we got great things that will be announced, and we encourage everybody to follow enjoythesound.com or the Sound Amphitheater Facebook page for the upcoming events and shows.
I mentioned to you when we were just kind of catching up before the show that my son Jordan went to Lauren Daigle, and he said it was impressive. But you crammed some people in that place, didn't you?
We did. That was one of the largest shows we had at the venue during that season. I think Casey and the Sunshine Band, we had a lot of great shows. Sam Hunt, as you know, in the Rain was a great show. But the partnership we have with Nathan Ball with 46 Entertainment and his staff, they work well with Ms. Yancey, our city manager. And I just look forward to the many years coming of the entertainment venue that don't only benefit Gautier, it benefits Jackson County, coastal Mississippi, and the state of Mississippi with the sales tax revenue it brings. As you know, we partner with local people to run the sound. So some of our local restaurants are partners, sign companies, printing companies are local partners, laundry facilities. There's just a lot of people that you would not think benefit from the Sound Amphitheater opening, but a lot of people do benefit.
It's really cool. So how you doing these days, man? You're trucking along. You got a lot on your plate. You're I guess planning toward the March of Mayors. But how's life for you these days, Casey?
It's good. As you know, Gautier is a small, quirky little town that we're growing every day. And I just stay busy and focused growing Gautier together, whether it be dealing with our citizens and the issues they might have, from promoting and supporting our youth to working on economic development incentives for development coming. Also partnering with community partners, opening storm shelters. As you just know, we had to open a winter storm shelter within a 48-hour notice, and we were successful with great community partners at First United Methodist Church, the county EOC, some of their employees, and Supervisor Taylor. We were able to get some cots from Red Cross, and the volunteerism at the church with the minister and a guy named Adam Brewer, and we just made it work. So we saved lives in the middle of a winter storm. No experience.
Yeah, I think it's kind of an underlying narrative of my show. And of course, it goes back long before Katrina, but certainly Katrina brought this to us. And it's something I talk about a lot. But I think the sign of resilience in a community, its ability to bounce back, whether you're talking about a winter storm like we had or something like Hurricane Katrina, is really going to be it's really going to be determined by the volunteers, the people who are willing to get into the trenches. And in those moments, man, politics and nothing else matters. Your color, your religious affiliate, nothing matters. It all comes down to helping neighbor. And we have it in our DNA to help each other. And as a mayor, you get a chance to see that in so many different ways. But it really is inspiring, isn't it, Casey?
It's very inspiring, and I feel like more leaders need to remember what you just said. And I hope they are engaged in watching you, because you hit the nail on the spot. It should not be about party lines or religion. It's all about the people. What is right for everybody is what it should always be about when you're in the service we are as leaders.
And what volunteers are willing to do to step up and just do what they need to do. And they don't look for any recognition. They just come to the forefront. They're expecting nothing in return except the satisfaction of knowing that they helped somebody else. And our community is full of those kind of people.
Tons. We have wonderful communities. You just got to engage them and pull them together.
And that's right. Listen, I was talking with Cynthia just then, and you got a chance to say hello to her during the break. But when she knew you were coming on board, she said, "Oh, really, Casey's Joy? I can't wait to talk to him." But isn't it great to have a partner like Cynthia?
She is wonderful. She's always willing to assist. She does a great thing for the Ocean Springs Chamber and all of Jackson County and coastal Mississippi. She's a great representative that can speak for all of us, and she really cares about all businesses and all citizens.
And then on the other side, you got Paige Roberts working so hard in her efforts. We're just really lucky to have such great leaders in the chamber community.
Yes, I was blessed during the winter storm. That was my second phone call I had to make, was to Paige Roberts. And she stepped up and sent me a link to a manual because, as you know, the city was not in shelter. We've never had to open a shelter before, so we didn't have a manual. But she was afar on travel, on business, but she led from afar. And the minute she landed back in coastal Mississippi, she was willing to assist us. So it's great to have great partnerships.
Yeah, whether I'm dealing with Cynthia or Paige or Tish Williams over in Hancock County or Adele Lyons at the Gulf Coast Chamber, the way they all come together and work together. And I say this a lot, but the chambers that we see in operation today, they're doing what your father's chamber did, but there's so much more than that now. And you know your point about what Paige did to help you as it related to the putting a shelter up is not a role that you would have anticipated a chamber playing in the old days, but they can do just about anything now.
Yeah, they can. We have to rely on them.
Casey, can you believe Mardi Gras is already here?
It's here. We've got Mardi Gras going around. Mardi Gras balls, parades. Moss Point celebrated King's Day, the first one here in Jackson County. I was delighted to attend and support Mayor Knight and his community, and we will keep rolling on through Ocean Springs, Gautier, and Pascagoula with a lot of things coming up.
So specifically as it relates to Gautier, what's going to happen as it relates to Mardi Gras?
Well, on February the 22nd, we will have Gautier Men's Club host our night Mardi Gras parade. So they will kick that off at 7 p.m. We will have a tailgate party from 4 to 7 with a DJ, food trucks on the Town Commons property, which is located next to Belk on Highway 90. And then after the parade rolls, the fans and people who ride and participate in the parade can enjoy a beautiful fireworks show directly after the parade.
Wow, that's cool.
We have March of the Mayors. We are all participating in that. And we have granola bars. So I've partnered with our local schools, Ramey's, First United Methodist Church, other community partners, St. Pierre's, our police, fire departments, public works, city hall are all drop-off locations, and we're collecting granola bars, as you know, for Extra Table that every coastal mayor participates in now. Last year we got the last mayor on board, so now we can say it's actually a One Coast initiative, helping feed people in need. It also helps backpack buddies in our communities. And as you know, our youth need us.
When we come back on the other side, we'll continue our conversation with Casey Vaughn, the mayor of Gautier, and get an update on Legacy Park and the railroad crossing study and so much other issues. We'll see you on the other side. Welcome back to the Ricky Matthews Show from the Citizens Bank studio. As I often say about the cities that make up coastal Mississippi, each has their own unique, special sense of place, and the collection of them together create this wonderful, diverse region. And, in the big conversations, people often forget about Gautier. Gautier is this little, as the mayor of Gautier just mentioned, Casey Vaughn, he said, it's a quirky little town, but it's got all this little special features that make it unique here in coastal Mississippi. And we're visiting with the mayor now and just talking about some of that. But tell me about Legacy Park, Casey.
Well, Legacy Park, as you know, weekend before last, we had the groundbreaking with the medical developers, Dr. Adlaka and Dr. Tassan and their families and other community partners that they have partnered with. Along with my fellow colleagues that were able to attend. But that is the phase one is a $25 million mixed use medical development, which is game changer for not only Gautier, but Jackson County and coastal Mississippi, the whole region. It will be a state of the art medical destination with hotel lodging, dining, condos above the retail and mixed-use development like office space on the bottom, some surgery centers, home health agency. It's just a great development that is, once again, mixed use. That's not about one component.
Yeah, listen, I'm a huge proponent for mixed use. What we found is that, especially in the creative class, younger folks, they want to live, work, and play in the same area. So the opportunity to bring people in and just have them stay there. Now, they can venture off if they want, but everything they need is right there. But what's interesting about this one is that it's focused on medical, which is very unique. That's a huge investment to make.
Yes. When they were interested, Dr. Adlaka, when he was first interested about a project, they were looking in Gautier, and we looked at several places. And so they opened a small surgery center here in Gautier that's currently operating with the intentions to grow to another development, larger scale, and they just had to find the right property. And he did not know at the time until we told him Highway 57 was designated in my first term as a medical corridor. So there's incentives there on a federal level if you have adopted a medical corridor, and the city of Gautier had done that. As you know, we have Bienville Orthopedic to the north, which is orthopedic. They've grown. They have done several phases up there. They look to continue to grow. And I think this being the Wingfield property, as you know, has a memorial clinic. It has some therapy for youth there. They have great mixed use dermatology clinic there. It's just going to tie in along with the apartments that are already there with the apartments that had been approved already prior to this to the north. So it will be game changer for that 57 corridor, and it will benefit everybody. It's centrally located, easy access off I-10 that, doctors can get to the western part of the coast fast. And that is what they need when they're taking care of patients here in coastal Mississippi.
Wow, that is really, really cool. We'll have to do a show just focused on Legacy Park going forward. You've got a railroad crossing study. Tell me about that.
Yes, so we partnered. We did some town halls. They did some feasibility study, and the railroad crossing, thanks to our federal delegation and partnership with all of that delegation, partnering with our city manager and our engineers, we able to get some funding to start the engineering process of the cost, so then we can go out and try to get the funding. But the crossing will be at the Dolphin Road crossing. That's where the study said it would be best feasibility at. So that's where they will start. They're going to work on some cost estimates, and then we will go out and try to get the funding to build it.
Wow, very cool, man. A lot of aligning that has to go on in a situation like that. A lot of hard work, but it can come together if you stay focused. Tell me about in the short time we have left, the new water filtration systems.
So, as you know, we got federal funding also on those projects. One's constructed by the Army Corps, one's with us. One is in the southern part of the city, and one will be in the north. So we, of course, are in the stages of going out for bids. And we hope to have construction starting very soon. The skids are coming in to the city for the one on the south part of the city. So we continue to work on the water clarification projects with that federal funding we received and followed all their guidelines.
So, Casey, it's been great to catch up with you, man. What keeps you going?
I think the citizens, the business owners, I have a great relationship with them, and our youth in our community and our city employees. They're dedicated and they are eager to see Gautier grow. And so let's continue to grow Gautier together is our motto. And we will continue to do that with our local community partners, citizens, and youth.
Good answer. Good answer. This has been Mayor Casey Vaughn from Gautier. And we will not wait too long this time to have you back. We'll get you in the mayor rotation and make sure we check in with you regularly. Casey, thank you for joining me today.
It was great being on with you.
You bet. You bet. Listen, have a great day, and we will see you tomorrow.